Hey everybody, welcome back to Building SouthLake. So a couple of new things have popped up over the past week, and mainly because I did a live stream on SouthLake on, I believe, Thursday or Friday, one of the 2 days. So I did a live stream, and I showed off a couple of new things that you guys might have seen there. I'm going to show you guys, the park, which basically we worked on in the fully last part of SouthLake, not including the live stream I did, but we worked on the park a little bit. As you can tell, it's basically around probably like 90% of the way done. There's still some smaller things I gotta do to touch it up. And one thing I want your guys' opinion on, and my girlfriend and I don't say we've been arguing about it, but we've been kind of like going back and forth on it. And basically it's about this tree here. She said that parks usually have a big fountain in the middle, but I wanted to have a tree here. But what do you guys think? Do you think I should have a big fountain here in the middle, and then maybe like two smaller trees or something else on the ends? Like, what do you think I should do there? I'm not exactly sure. I kind of like the tree. I think it'd be good. It adds some different, features to the city. It adds more greenness to it. And basically, another thing we have is all these buildings here. So, this building is completely new. You guys did not see this one at all during the live stream. I built it all off camera because it took a while to build. This one, this gray one using stone was built in the live stream, along with this one here. And then the rest of these are all kind of new, done after the live stream and off camera. But basically, we're going to be working on these today, kind of expanding them a little bit. This one is the closest to being finished, so we might work on this one a little bit. And just mainly because I kind of want to get this one done, because it looks really good. I like the design of it. I think the windows really make it look a little bit better. And some of my favorite buildings are basically all of these. This one, I kind of took the same design from that one building I really liked a lot over on the other side of the town or the city. This one here is just kind of a smaller building with kind of like a modern but not modern design. And the reason I made these so small because I wanted to make it look like there's supposed to be more buildings here. Because usually in cities there are a lot of like smaller buildings. And so that's what I wanted to do. So we might work on either this building here or this one. And we basically need to extend it all the way out to the road over here. And over here looks like a big mess because it kind of is. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So we might just have to do this. Where's my black wool? Here it is. Basically I messed up where the road starts. So the road actually starts right here. Okay. So basically we're going to have to clear all this out. But basically, like, what happened was, a long time ago, I kind of made, like, a small design for the road. Kind of was like digging out grass so I could see where everything would be and how I want the roads to go. But apparently I made it in the wrong area, and that kind of threw everything off for this side of the road. So now I just need to kind of go back in and kind of fix it, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Also, with these buildings here, these buildings are going to go all the way over to the other side of the street. So you're basically going to see these buildings twice with a front and a back on both sides of the street. So that part I was kind of actually debating about because I wasn't sure if I should do that or not. But the reason I am is because there's not enough room to make it, 2 rows of buildings. The buildings would be too small, especially for city buildings. City buildings are supposed to be, a little bit. They're not wide, but they're really long. And so I kind of want to go with that design. But the only thing I didn't really want to do is kind of keep the same design of the buildings on the front and the back. Because usually you don't see that too much in buildings, but I don't think it'll look too bad. It'll help us come up with a little bit more designs as well along the way. So there's some things that I need to think about and how I want to do them. But for the most part, I think we're pretty well set. And boop. It's actually really weird. Look, I'm not even moving on my stream, but now if I move here, I'm moving. Oh, I'm not moving. See? Alright, I'm moving a little bit, just not much. And are we almost to the road yet? Oh, we are. It's right there. So basically, I just need to... Alright, I want to make sure this is lined up this time. And it is. Perfect. And just get rid of this. Okay. So now that we have that there, I know exactly where the sidewalk has to be. So, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, okay. So this over here is the main part that we need to kind of work on. Stone slab. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, excuse me. I got the soda hiccups. Alright, so let's get started on this building here. Now, since you guys already know what the front of these looks like, I'm probably going to finish up these rows over here by the next part. mainly because I want to get working on some new stuff as well. But again, I'm not exactly like all too sure what I want to work on yet, because there's, like I said earlier, a lot of things I really want to do, I'm just not sure about yet. Ooh, actually, I just thought about something that might not work. Huh. The back might be a little bit more tricky than I remember now, because there's a couple of things that are kind of different with the front than the back here. And the basic reason I don't think it's going to work is because if you look right here, there's two things of sand, but usually in between all the other windows, there's only one. But since this piece goes in a little bit, it kind of makes it look like two. Oh, this might be a problem, a problemo. So what we might have to do is, this isn't that big of a deal. Just kind of move this back a little bit maybe. So if I put this one here and this one here, that should kind of fix that problem a little bit. And then maybe instead of these going out, maybe they could come in this time. Maybe? We'll have to see. Let's see how it looks, and then if it doesn't look good, we'll kind of redo it. And this should just come all the way up. Yeah, a lot of these buildings didn't take too long to build because they are pretty small, but I think they work well for the area, and that was kind of the hardest thing about it, was making it to where the roads are all one way now, going around the park, which I actually quite enjoy and like. It kind of makes it look a little bit better as well, especially with the parallel parking here. But just the design of these buildings, not having the skyscrapers around it, but just having, you know, smaller buildings that look good, I wanted to have, because over here, we're going to have more of the skyscrapers and on this side. And I'm not sure what I want to do with this area here yet, so there's a lot of things I really have to plan out, which are probably going to be all done off camera. Because you guys, I know I've talked about this quite a bit in a lot of my videos, but some of my planning takes quite a bit of time in all honesty. So let's see, hold on, I want to make sure this works real quick. It's 2. So, I don't think this is actually working just yet, so nope. Alright, so we have to work on that now. So maybe, tricky. How do I want to make this to work? I'll have to make this, okay, here, I can just do this, I guess. This wouldn't make it look too bad either. And the only problem with not having symmetrical buildings is this problem here. And the reason I didn't make it symmetrical is because then I would be giving up too much sidewalk space, which I didn't want to do either. So it kind of like a win-loss. So now it's just trying to find its way around it, which is kind of the main problem here. But now that we got that main problem out of the way, we actually should be good, I think, now. So this goes all the way up. So I know it seems like a lot of boring stuff at the moment, but, you know, this is kind of like the boring part of building, you know, buildings, really. I mean, a lot of people have been asking me on that how to start a city series that I've been doing. Well, I haven't been doing it, but I uploaded one video. A lot of people have been asking me, like, you know, you should do a video on how to come up with designs, because that's the hardest part for some people, which I totally understand, because coming up with designs is not easy at all, because you try not to use the same designs all too much, but at the same time, you want to learn how to use those same designs that you've used, just in a different way, which I know I kind of said that a lot too, over like the past 6 months or year, however long I've been making this series. And it's just, the only reason I say it is because it's kind of true. I mean, a lot of these buildings you will see look almost exactly the same. They use all the same different, you know, designs and features, but used in a different way. And I think that's the main thing that, is this still not right? I need to check this real quick before I go too far. Still not right? How's it not right? Because this one should line up perfectly. Okay, so that does. Oh, okay. This one needs to be moved over one. Whew, I got really worried there for a second. I was like, what is going on? But we figured it out, so we're actually good. Oh my goodness. I almost had a heart attack. And there we go. And then sand goes here in between. My cat's walking all over my stuff. Lovable Jax, which during the live stream, a lot of people did ask about Jax, which is kind of cool. Jax is, if you don't know, my cat, who is a pretty awesome cat in my opinion. He's the best cat I've ever had, mainly because he's the only cat. Like, I've had cats with my family in the past, but he's like the first animal that is like truly mine. I bought him myself. I pay for everything that he needs and stuff like that. Even stuff that he doesn't need, I still buy for him because he's like a little kid. Even though he's a big pain in the butt kid, but still, you know, all animals are like that, and you just gotta love them. Okay, so I'll have to show you guys the design I've been using for making the windows. As you can tell, like, there's quartz with sand, and this building actually takes quite a bit of design, in all honesty, because it's pretty easy. As you can tell, it's just a lot of monotonous stuff and repetitiveness, but a lot of it, there's smaller details that really kind of add up. Like, for example, going out to the front, we have just the buttons, we have the ladders, how the stairs and the quartz are set up. So there's a lot of like tiny designs put into this that you don't really notice too much, but it does make a difference once you actually notice them and you look at it a little bit more closely. Which, that is probably the hardest thing about some of these buildings, is making those small things actually add up to count, to actually count for something. That might be the best way to put it. I hope so. I'm horrible with putting my words in different ways sometimes. So, hopefully you guys understood what I was saying. I got like a stuffy nose. I think it's from the pollen. It's starting to become that time of the year to where it's really nice outside, but you have tons of pollen everywhere. Which, I'm not a big fan of pollen, especially when it gets on my car. Oh, this is really annoying. Oh my goodness, my nose. Okay, so basically we need quartz here. Dude. So I think we have everything taken care of. So we have 4. Yeah, I think we took care of everything that we need to take care of. So I'm actually really happy. I mean, obviously this part here looks, you know, different, having this come out and then come back in. But that actually might make it look a little bit better. So that actually doesn't look too bad. We'll have to see what it looks like when it's all finished, but I don't think it's all too bad. And now the repetitiveness, basically just getting out all the quartz that we don't need. And you might be asking yourself like, well, why didn't you do this originally? Well, one of my building techniques for doing this is also making it faster for including the windows into all of this design, which you'll see once we get all this done. And I've got that one a little bit too much. Perfect there, right? Okay, we are still looking good. Yeah, but the way I'm doing this makes it a lot easier for the windows to go in without getting rid of anything. Which, it's a really simple tactic that I'm doing. But it's just something that really works and makes things move on a little bit faster. I really hope this building looks good. If not, all I have to do is unsave it and just go back and redo it a different way. But hopefully I don't have to do that. I'm kind of praying I don't have to do that, because I just don't like redoing my stuff when I could have made it look better in the first place. But I'm just kind of praying at the moment. How many more windows do we have to go? Not too many more. Again, a lot of repetitiveness. Yeah, but if you guys want to see like SouthLake and more of live streams, let me know in the comments. My live streams have actually gotten pretty popular. I won't say pretty popular, but they've done well compared to some of my other videos. And I think a lot of it is you get to see my full aspect of designing buildings and doing stuff like that. Because usually, excuse me guys, usually like how I do live streams is, in SouthLake, like the videos now, I already have something planned and made up that I want to work on for that episode. But for live streams, it's a little bit different because I don't have everything planned out. You get to see my actual thought process of how to get, like, figure out where buildings go and like how everything works, which is actually quite a bit of time. Like, I'll probably spend 10 to 15 minutes thinking of just the material to use, and then I'll have to figure out a design for it, which usually the design is kind of like winging it a little bit. Alright, so we have all that done now. Now time for the windows, to the walls, and the sweat drops down. And okay, let's do this. And as you can see, this makes the windows go a little bit faster, because I'm not leaving anything out, but I'm still making sure I get everything. And then this is extremely crucial for the material that I'm using, since sand actually falls. So this will make it a little bit easier for that. Instead of just adding like the top block to hold up the sand, I'm just taking care of every single window in a timely fashion. And look, we're already almost done. We already have 2 sets of windows done. We have just 2 more after this one, I believe. Maybe even 1 more. Yeah, just 1. So as you can tell, this goes by pretty quick. Again, really simple design for a building that just the way you make the windows can really change things. I mean, if I took away all the designs I put for the windows, this building wouldn't look that good, mainly because it would just look too plain. But with how the windows are set up, being like this, it just adds more character to it, and it adds quite a bit of color. And when you look at it from up here, it's like, whoa, okay, that's a little bit different, you know? I don't know, I could just be really high, or I don't know. Which I'm actually not high. I can definitely promise you that. And oh, messed up a block. Which also, I want to talk about. I don't remember if I talked about it all too much in the last part, or if I talked about it at all. But I talked about Twitch or YouTube, and basically like what it is. I've been considering live streaming a little bit more because it is a lot of fun. I've been playing with subscribers a little bit more as well. And what I've been trying to figure out is, you know, would you guys rather see Twitch, me live stream on Twitch, or would you rather see me live stream on YouTube? Now, a lot of people in the comments said YouTube because I've started on YouTube and it just makes a little bit more sense in their opinion, which I understand what they're saying and it does make sense. But at the same time, I want to try to reach out to a new audience, and I feel like Twitch might be a better way to do that. And the reason I'm still kind of considering Twitch is because I've heard it's easier to live stream, it's easier for the fans to access the videos, and you're also notified when there's a live stream going on. Another thing is, like, I want to, like I said, reach out to a new audience, and the best way to do that might be going to Twitch and recording the video, but then uploading that live stream to YouTube later, because then both audiences get a chance to watch it, which kind of makes things a little bit different, you know? Because then you're reaching out to a new audience while still giving your present audience what they want. So it's just one of those things that I've been considering doing. I think it'd be a good move for me in the long run. And so you might see a little more live streams coming, you know, from YouTube or from Twitch to YouTube and stuff like that. And there's nothing saying I'm not going to do both, because I could always do both. You know, like maybe one day I'll do live streaming on YouTube. The next day I'll do live streaming on Twitch, you know? So I'm not going to, like, you know, set myself just to one program or website, because then you're kind of limiting yourself to what you could do. You're limiting your audience, which is something I don't want to do. And part of YouTube is opening yourself up to a new audience. And again, that's something I really want to do, because that's what you're always trying to do. You're always trying to find that new audience member that, you know, hasn't seen your channel before, but maybe by watching one of your live streams, he notices you for the first time. So there's a lot of stuff that like goes on. How's it look? Only thing I'm not sure about is, oh, Jax, can you please move? Jax, you're in my way. Yes, I know. You want to be petted. Move, buds. Move. Yep, your cat butt's still in my way. Get out of my way. Thank you. Ugh, I hate this season of stuffiness. It sucks. So I'm not sure if my voice on. Oh, okay. Somehow sucks turned into another word that I don't want to say again because it'll just pop up. Boop, 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 and. So what else could we talk about this episode? We're already at 19 minutes, so we're usually at around the stopping point here. But I do want to kind of finish up some of the windows here, just to kind of help things go along a little bit. You can see how I do the windows and all of it. So if you want to recreate this for yourself, you can. Which the windows are really simple. All you have to do is this. Boop, 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 boop. Mainly just upside down stairs and quartz slabs. That's basically all it is. That simple. And basically you're just repeating the design. And finish up this one, and we'll probably call it quits for this part. So I'm just gonna try to finish up all these row buildings by the next part. Maybe we'll leave this one here, this nether brick one, for the next episode. And we still need to finish up a lot of these skyscrapers as well, along with figuring out what we want to put here. So we still have a lot of stuff to get done. So bye-bye, guys. I will see you guys next episode or live stream. So, bye-bye. If you do want to keep an eye out for a live stream, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is mcbuilder_92. And also, there's a link in the description for that. So, again, bye-bye, guys.